Welcome back, everybody. Well, I'm doing another challenge, and this is from Diecast Dungeon. The challenge is to show fast cars, basically any racing series, but you have to show fast cars in those series. And I think I found a few that I could show you here. And so let's start with this one. This one is by Onyx. And now it's a Jaguar XJR9, made in Portugal, 143 scale. There's the brand there. And it's a very cool diecast. And I got this back in the early 90s. And this particular one, as you can see, it's got all decals on it. These were all hand-applied decals before they packaged it up and shipped it off to its new owners. But very nice work. You don't see that much anymore. And it is kind of dirty. I've got to be careful how I clean it. But it's a very cool casting. Now, I may have got this in the late 80s actually. Because in 88, the sister car, number 61, won the 24 Hours of Daytona. And that was a pretty cool feat, and the car was quite successful in, I believe it was World Sports Car Championship Racing. And so very cool casting there. Another casting I have is a Sauber Mercedes C9, and this is the World Champion car for 1989. And I believe they won the championship the following year as well. This is by Models Max, made in France. Now, I got this one a long time ago, and I believe it was at a hobby store. I thought maybe I might have got it at the Mercedes dealership, but I can't remember. It's a long time ago. There's no date on the package, but this is an early one that I collected long ago, and it's a beautiful piece. And has no opening features, but very nicely detailed. Lots of beautiful temple work or decals in some cases there. And I have showed this in another video, but these are very beautifully done cars. So that's that one there. And then we move to Onyx brand, which makes the Jaguar. And they have Formula 1 and Indy cars. And so I have a model of Nigel Mansell's car. He did win the championship in Formula 1 in '92. And I'm not sure exactly what year this would be, but he did have the Camel sponsorship. And I guess they couldn't include the words. So that's kind of cool. But they could still advertise beer and alcohol, so that's kind of odd. But very cool casting here. And of course, Nigel Mansell, very successful guy in Formula 1 and then in IndyCar. So he did very well for himself. One of the greatest race car drivers you'd want to meet. Very friendly guy. So it's very cool to have that one. And then I have Mario Andretti's car. And now this is a later livery of his that I've been trying to search for. And there's lots of pictures and info on the other racing liveries. But this one is very nice. I love all the multicolors and the black and white. And so nice decal work on this one as well. And so there's Michael's car. And then we move to some smaller ones. Well, I got some sprint cars here. Now, I started collecting racing champions back when they started coming out. And then they did get better, and they started putting out nice castings, such as this one. Of a sprint car, the Pennzoil car. I'm not sure what... Can't quite read that name, but I think that's the driver's there. So very cool casting. This is copyright 1994. And nice with rubber tires. The wing's plastic, but very nicely tapoed. And beautiful rubber tires and wheels on it. And then we have some Matchbox versions. Now they just came out with plastic tires on theirs. And I think they were a little cheaper, obviously, but very cool. Now this one doesn't have a driver, but the Matchbox did put a driver in for you. Plastic wing again on the front as well. And very nice. Now, I was going to clean these. They're a little dirty, but then when I looked at it, I thought, hey, look, it looks like they've just been in a race with dirt covering them, because it's mainly dirt tracks that they race these cars on. And so Matchbox came out with lots of cool stuff. This one is actually copyright 1990. And yeah, they got plastic chassis. But there you go there. The Sprint Racer. But overall, very nicely done, you know, compared to Racing Champions. You know, that Matchbox costs less money, but you still got a decent looking sprint car out of it. And so, of course, there were many other liveries that you could collect these ones in. That's very cool from Matchbox, so we'll put those one aside. And then we have what's known as a modified. And it's a very cool series of cars, where the early days they'd use bodies off of Pintos or Vegas or what have you, Gremlins even. And then sheet metal for the other parts, but a real wicked looking car, I think. And the modified series has always been cool and just great looking cars. So like I said, it's dirty, but it looks like it's been through a race. So that's a cool one. So copyright 87 there. And then we move to one that you might think, well, that's not a real car. Actually, it is. It was a Swedish jet dragster called the Silver Streak. A fellow in England came up with it, and well, he raced it several times, and it did reach a speed of 250 miles an hour, so that's pretty darn good back in the day. And of course that one crashed, and then he built a second one, and that crashed, but I certainly wouldn't want to strap myself in the front of this thing. So anyways, that's a cool piece to have. And then since we're on Corgis, well, what's faster than a dragster? Dragster is getting faster all the time compared to this era, or it's a rear engine, or rear driver, let's say. But very cool. Overall, it's in decent shape. Not mint. There should be a wing there that's missing. And it's missing a wheel insert, but I might be able to find another one off an old casting somewhere. But for historical purposes, I think this is a fantastic casting. So metal engine, plastic exhaust pipes, but very cool. And then here's another fast car. This is for the IMSA, International Motor Sports Car Association. Anyways, they have, I think SCCA has all those different series. And this is from Hot Wheels Silhouette premium line. And it was very hard to get when it first came out, but I did manage to get one, and it's a very cool looking car. So sports car racing in North America, like I said, SCCA and IMSA and what other racing series, but very cool car. And then we move over to some more nice Hot Wheels. Of course, funny cars, you gotta love them. And of course, the second generation Camaro, gotta have one of those. And this is from Hot Wheels premium lines, where they had different dragsters and stuff. And this is an older casting. I'm not sure if they're still releasing it, but It's a very cool one to have. And then we go back to just normal cars. Well, these gassers are based on normal cars, and when they first came out, it was just a matter of jack the front end up and take the hood off and lose some weight. Big wheel well openings for the rear tires. Easy for me to say. And so that was very cool, but then they started experimenting, thinking, oh, well, we need to get the weight forward more, so... And then they came out with these funny looking cars. Hence the name Funny Cars. And of course, here's a Chevy Nova version with a wacky wheelbase. But then, of course, gladly, they found their way and made some cool dragsters after that. So anyways, that's my challenge video for fast cars. And so I hope you check out Diecast Dungeon's channel and then do your own video. Be cool to see what you have. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.